This is Kirk Fletcher, and I'm here for the All Guitar Network. And this gentleman right here is a dear friend and a guy I've looked up to and admired his playing for a very long time. And Dave Melton is also a part of the Music Works family, you know, the South Bay thing. So we have that connection, and Dave has just been a fixture around California, the Southern California area, and all around the world. And I think he's one of the baddest slide players and one of the best vibrato guitar players there is. So Dave, I like to ask you, so how did you first pick up the guitar?
How did I first pick up the guitar? Well, my sister showed me House of the Rising Sun.
That's ruling.
Yeah. And then by myself, I kind of learned the Jimmy Reed.
Yeah.
You know, that thing.
Yeah.
I learned that by myself. And then that was it. No.
Yeah, and then you're
That
off
was
and
the
running,
beginning,
right?
yeah.
That was the beginning of the end. No. So, where did you grow up?
Well, I was born in Martinez, California, which is it's sort of near Oakland, California.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to have big brothers and sisters who were into music.
Me too.
My two big brothers were into the rhythm and blues, totally.
Yeah.
And my sisters were into rock and roll,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Elvis and that sort of stuff. So I got all that I was 3 years old.
Yeah.
And I couldn't reach the record player on top of the dresser.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
Yeah, I hear you.
But it would have been a disaster, I'm sure, if I could.
Oh, totally.
But yeah, no, I had that music in my head, Ray Charles and B.B. King and Little Richard.
Yeah.
I mean, and there used to be a little tape of me, reel-to-reel tape. My brother took me. Said, "What's the name of that song?" And I said, "Jenny, Jenny." You know, and I was like 2 years old or 3 years old or something.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy.
But he lost it. It was gone.
So when did you move down to SoCal?
SoCal, well, I took a little detour up to Idaho. My dad was an air traffic controller up there. And that's where I saw the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. And that blew my mind.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to play guitar from then on. And I used to sneak into the closet and play the smallest one, which was a little Gibson mandolin, because my dad used to work for Beacons.
Yeah.
And sometimes people would leave things behind.
Yeah.
And somebody left a little Gibson mandolin behind.
Yeah.
So I used to sneak and play it until my sister traded it to her boyfriend for a plywood non-playing guitar.
No.
I 7 or 8 years old, knew that it was that it wasn't
that wasn't the thing.
It wasn't a good thing to do. It wasn't a F5 mandolin or anything. It was one of those, round ones, or oval ones like that.
Yeah.
But it was a Gibson, and it was a tobacco sunburst, and it was big, and my fingers fit.
Yeah. I mean, it's so funny, that era is before, internet and all this stuff. Not that I'm going to go ragging on internet or anything like that, but it's really, all of this stuff is happening, and it's just before the immediacy of everything, and everything, one record meant everything. One guitar, and finding that guitar and discovering music and learning how to do little things, everything meant something, back then, And that's why I love talking about this and talking about this with my friends,
They had a couple of other guitars in the closet. They were bigger, though, and they were they weren't flat hole guitars. They were...
arch top, F-hole guitars.
Arch top guitars. But I don't remember what kind they were, but I used to grab those too if I could.
I heard that, man. Hey, Dave, why don't we just play a little bit of a shuffle, because I could talk to you about this stuff, forever.
All right.
So why don't I just kick off something in B flat and we have some fun?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
It doesn't matter.
Is that a good take?
Oh man,
I missed a couple on it.
The thing is, I was actually like doing some stuff that I got from Dave on that. You know, the one thing that there are many things that I really like about Dave's playing, but the one thing is really putting everything on that one note. You know, like really just dedicating yourself to the note worth. You know, like taking it and squeezing it and milking it for all it's worth. And that's something that I think is largely missing in today's guitar players, is really milking that note. And that's sort of a thing that I kind of picked up on from like the older generation of playing. Not saying that you're old, my friend, but
old
you know,
enough.
like, but you know, like the real like BB and like Peter Green and Mike Bloomfield and Jesse Ed Davis and Otis Rush and all of the different, you know, string bending type guys, Albert King, you know, all of those guys. So that's what Albert Collins too. So that's something from that era that I really tried to hone in on and really kind of try and get that under my fingers in my humble, feeble attempt. So anyway, getting back to, you know, your kind of youth and starting out on the guitar and everything like that. So you picked up the guitar from family members and stuff like that. And let's jump forward to when you started going to see live shows.
Oh, okay. Well, I started seeing live shows as soon as I possibly could. My dad wouldn't let me go see Jimi Hendrix because he wouldn't let me go.
No, Dad!
He said, get a haircut. Quote unquote.
Yeah.
If I'd have known what was going to happen 3 months later, I would have snuck out.
Yeah.
And I would have gone. Sorry, Dad. No offense.
I can dig it, though.
Yeah. But, so I went to a lot of rock shows early on, like Led Zeppelin, I saw several times.
Wow.
And I saw Joe Walsh with
James Gang?
James Gang.
Whoa! Was he playing the Burst?
And he blew me away.
I
had no idea who he was. And,
that's pretty amazing.
There's really a lot. There's really quite a few. So because I lived like a mile from the Forum, and I used to, we used to walk to the Forum and go.
Wow. Jimi Hendrix played the Forum too. Actually.
He did, and that's the one I missed. Well, he played there twice that I know about.
Mm-hmm.
The first time my sister went and said, when he started playing Foxy Lady, all the chairs, there were loose chairs in the bottom. The bottom floor had loose chairs.
Yeah.
And she said they all just went, like as if they were being sucked by a
vacuum.
Vacuumed straight to the stage.
Oh man!
And it went crazy.
So were you able or old enough to see the Taj Mahal band with Jesse Ed Davis, or did you see Jesse later?
No, I did not. I saw him later on. Because I ran into some people in Venice that played with him, and then they told me all about how Jesse Ed Davis, man, you gotta see this guy play, and I saw the actual first time I saw him play was at a concert at the Forum, and it was a benefit concert for Native American, and it was Boss Skaggs, and it was not Charlie Daniels, the other one. Who's the other? Can you see? Well, who's that? Whoever that was. The guy's dead. Troy Caldwell was a guitar player. He's dead now. Marshall Tucker. Yeah, thank you.
That was good, huh?
And then Boss Skaggs, and he had Les Dudek playing with him.
Oh, man.
And Les Dudek was like a clone of Dickie Betts at that time.
Yeah.
And then the Allman Brothers. And Bill Graham brought out Jesse Ed Davis, and they did Statesboro Blues. And Jesse had played slide on Statesboro Blues. I got to see him play with the Allman Brothers, Statesboro Blues. Because that's what started their whole thing was slide, They went to the Ash Grove and saw Taj Mahal, and Jesse Ed Davis was playing there, and that's how.
I mean, because I really like Jesse Ed Davis, you hit me really to Jesse Ed Davis. I had heard about Jesse Ed Davis, but you were like, Kirk, you got to really dig into this, check it out, and here are the records you need to get. So, you know, that was the thing. And then when I heard it in that context, it just blew my mind. Then I went out and tried to get every Jesse Ed Davis thing I could find. And then you were talking about Buzzy Feet. And you were like, man, you got to check out Buzzy Feet. And he's like amazing. And
well, these same guys turned me on to him. You know?
Totally.
And I just said, Jungle Walk, what's that?
Yeah.
And then I just go, whoa, how did that guy play that shit? You know?
And the other thing too, didn't you go to GIT for a little while or something?
Yeah, I did go for a while.
Yeah,
and I saw a lot of
players doing
players, including Phil Upchurch.
Yeah.
And I walked up to Phil Upchurch and I played. That's his intro to Swing Sweet Chariot on his Darkness album, a double album.
Wow.
And you know, I like heard that and blew me away, and I learned that all by myself. You know?
Yeah.
And so years later, when I went to I filled up church and I went up and played it, and he was man, and he gave me his card. And he was,
That's
call me
awesome.
sometime, because I never called. And,
yeah, I know that was like the first time I met Chris Kane. It was like he gave me his number to call him. I was like, I'm 19, green as a pool table, twice as square. It was like I never called him, you know. But, you know, another big thing for me, too, like, is like, I don't care. I told Robin Ford and Larry Carlton about this, so I don't care. But there's, like, everybody knows there's these famous, like, bootlegs of Robin Ford and Larry Carlton playing at Dante's or the Baked Potato a little bit, too.
Baked Potato, a couple other little
places. You know, and this is kind of a famous thing around the Southern California guitar scene from that era. The older cats knew about this, you know, these bootleg tapes. So I was fortunate to have you as a friend that hit me to a lot of that stuff, as well as a couple of other people from around the area that hit me to that stuff. And I really feel that this was invaluable to me. You know, like just to hear what guitar, soulful guitar could be. Like the sound, the playing, the harmonic sophistication.
Take the sound of like Clapton with the Blues Breakers, and then turn it into Coltrane and Parker, you know, Charlie Parker, and play like that. Who does? You know, Robin Ford did it. And,
you know, and that was just.
And Larry, you know, he wasn't no slouch himself.
I'm saying, you know, still to this day, two of my favorite guitar players.
Yeah,
you know,
mine too.
That was really a whole thing. So, Dave, how did you get into playing slide guitar?
I just wanted to play slide ever since, you know, I guess the first guy I heard was Mick Taylor, but I didn't know that his main influence was Earl Hooker. Yeah, so I learned it through him. I learned Earl Hooker at first through him. And you know, and then I heard Dwight Allman, and I went nuts with that. You know? And but it was in a tuning, you know. So after a couple of years of playing in a tuning, there was only so many licks I could play. So I started thinking, how can I play my own style of slide guitar? And it turned out to be a natural tuning at first, you know. So, and I would kind of play what I would hear people sing. That's how I would do it. I would listen to people sing and cop what they were singing, and that seemed to work. And then a little later on, I moved back to you know, open key and started learning the stuff I'd learned in natural key on an open key, so then I could do both, you know. So that's kind of where that came from. But it really, and Ry Cooder,
Of
who
course.
can I, Ry
mean,
Cooder,
like,
you know, Ry Cooder I heard before any of them, you know.
Yeah.
But he was so impossible. I mean, like just the way he played and the things, you know. It's just like, how the hell is he doing? And I never got to. Well, yes, I did get to see him a little later on.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see him in the early days when he was playing really small places. You know?
Yeah. I mean, the slide thing, I often tell this story. Everybody says, Kirk, you never play slide guitar? I was like, why do I need to play slide guitar when you're around? I was like, I'll just leave that for Dave to do the slide guitar.
It's really, you know, like Dwayne Allman said, all you do is put the slide on the strings and slide up and down until you get what you want.
I think it might be a little bit more difficult than that, but you know, I get where it's coming from. I mean,
but you know, it's like you know, but think of singing.
Yeah.
Like that's how you get sensitive with it. You know, like think of singing, and I don't know. That's all I can really.
Like Aretha Franklin or something.
Aretha Franklin, I copped so many vocal licks from her. Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, we should actually probably play a slow blues, huh?
Okay. that one for you.
was always fun. I got that arrangement from you doing Funny Bone by Freddie King, who we love so much. Check out Freddie King on the beat, Funny Bone.
And that's where I kind of got it.
Yeah. And then you would do all this like wild stuff. We would get like feedback.
With, who was back? Gabe Mouth Brown's band was back.
Yeah, with Billy Cox on bass.
With a 12-string Rickenbacker.
Hoss Allen was the host, right?
And Billy Cox was on bass.
Billy Cox, that's right.
Long before Band of Gypsies.
Which was amazing. But yeah, I mean, Freddie King.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing.
My favorite.
But yeah, so we met actually through Music Works and everything. Jim Foote.
Yeah.
My guy I've been going to since I was 16 years old. And I think the first time I saw you play live was at the Cafe Boogaloo, and you had, I think, Danny Timms on piano,
a long time ago,
and Jim Goodall on drums, and I think it might have been Bobby Tsukamoto on bass, or either Mark Pocket Goldberg, maybe, on bass. Maybe not?
Maybe.
Yeah.
A little before I know I had him before. And I had Gadsden on drums, and I had Alex on guitar.
Wow.
Alex Schultz.
Yeah.
And I had Mike Thompson on piano, who's with the Eagles now.
Yeah.
As far as I know, he's still with the Eagles.
Yeah. Wow. And I mean, it blew me away just to hear a Super Reverb and a 60s 335 cranked with all that vibrato and reverb. Actually,
it was cranked.
There's a great clip of Dave playing. If you look at YouTube, there's a clip like, what is it called? Like Dave Melton best guitar tone in the world or something like that. Remember?
Yeah, that was a Les Paul playing on
that.
But
it's
not a visual thing, but somebody just put it on there. And
actually, the guy they put it on there is from the UK, and he unfortunately passed away.
He did?
Yeah, not too long ago.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it was super
Jules?
sad. Yeah.
Oh, man.
He passed away, yeah.
He was
such a fantastic person.
Oh, man,
we talked about you a lot. I'm not sure what happened to him, but
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I was meaning to tell you about that. But
was it how long ago?
Maybe about a year ago or so.
Yeah, that's I had kind of joined Facebook because I hate Facebook, but I kind of joined to try to just get in touch with him. And then I sort of did, but then I couldn't keep doing it.
Yeah, I totally understand that. But yeah, I mean, it's just, and then there's other clips of you playing slide on like the Cadillac Zac thing, where it's like the 3 slides. But
there's a lot of good slide players out there,
Yeah, but you are definitely a fantastic slide player. But I love your regular lead playing too,
Well, thanks. Well,
and so who are some of the people that you played with, Dave?
Well, let me see. I started, let's see. In the blues circuit in the 80s, I played with Robert Lucas. Luke and the Locomotives was the name of the band.
Yeah.
And we played a place called the Starboard Attitude
every
Sunday with the windows closed, with the sun coming in, and everybody, and we had to wear suits.
Oh, dear.
And he took all the tips.
God rest his soul.
Yeah. Well, no, I love him like a brother, man.
But he still took all the tips, though.
He still took all the damn tips. And I found out what he's using them for.
Yeah.
But, then I started, I played with John Marks and the Blues Patrol.
Oh man, John Marks.
And that was like 88, and I played the Music Machine. I got to back up William Clark.
Wow.
And a few other people. William Clark is a really great harmonica player. He's passed away since 96.
Yeah.
I don't know. I played with a lot of different people. But
Debbie Davies, too, for a while.
Debbie Davies for a couple of years. I did some work with the Delgado brothers before they got their steady keyboard player. I was doing little road trips with them.
Wasn't there like a Coco Montoya thing in there somewhere, or did you?
In the early '90s, I got touch with Coco Montoya, and it apparently was at the right time because his one of his best friends, Albert Collins, had passed away from cancer, and he needed to play real bad.
Yeah.
And so
I understand.
we kind of got a bond, and we just started playing every week at this little place in Pasadena, and we had a lot of fun. It was really great.
Yeah.
And then we get different bands. Most of them were him, but some of them were different people. Like we got Joe Sublette and Daryl Leonard, the Tex Cali horns that backed up Stevie Ray Vaughan and everybody, and the drummer was Jean Boudreau, who was the original Dr. John and the Night Tripper.
Wow.
And before that, he was Professor Longhair's drummer, and he played on the old stuff. What is the name of that song? Yeah, Big Chief.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he played on Big Chief and all that old stuff from the late '40s, early '50s. And I don't even know if he's still alive. Last time I saw him, he was on the sidewalk with the saxophone. Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was just like kind of sad, but because he's such a historical figure in the music industry, and that's all we care about in the music, it's just too bad. But
it's crazy.
But then I backed up Smokey Wilson in the mid '90s.
Wow.
And I did a couple of summer tours with him.
Yeah.
That was my I call that my paying my dues tours.
Yeah, I can dig it. I know what you mean.
but man, he was so good. He was the best.
Man.
He was probably the best guy, the best guitar player singer I ever backed up.
Yeah.
He was just.
And then we started to play together. We said our regular Wednesday night at the Cafe Boogaloo. Yeah, we would go in there and we would go for blood. Every time we play.
Man, we went for it. We went for it, man.
Because Dave told me, he's like, I was like, oh man, I'm so enamored by your playing. So I was like, oh, I got to get a 335 and a super reverb because I was just starting to play with Charlie Musselwhite.
Oh, that's right.
So you play, I got this new 335 and you were like, oh, it's good for a new guitar. And I knew, I had to go find a 60s 335. So I found that, and then we started playing. We were both playing super reverbs and mid 60s 335s and going for blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we have Bobby Tsukamoto on bass.
We drew blood a couple times. Yeah,
that's right. And we had Bobby Tsukamoto on bass, and I think we had like Tom Philman sometimes, or we had Jim Goodall. Different cats, and we would do different things. Sometimes we would play with Finest Asby.
Finest Asby.
Yeah.
Willie Ornelas was another drummer. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he was
amazing.
Really amazing. He's retired, making millions on real estate now. He doesn't need to play anymore.
I can dig it, man.
But he was also with the Texas Cali Horns. That's how.
Yeah.
Actually, I was 14 years old in the audience of the Hollywood Bowl watching Edgar Winter's White Trash, and he was playing drums. I didn't know this.
Wow.
I didn't know this till he told me. I was 14 years old, and then like an idiot, I hitchhiked home to Inglewood, and I survived.
California.
I survived.
So, where can people check you out now, Dave?
Well,
we got to get a gig together.
We do. I gotta get some more gigs. Right now, I'm playing a semi-regular gig at the Arcadia Blues Club.
Nice.
And
you have a CD that you done?
And I have a CD that you helped me with, and all.
We got to do another one.
My good friends helped me with. Yeah.
Yeah, we should do another one. Like call it String Benders from Mars. Well, you want to do one more tune and then we'll wrap it up?
Okay, sounds good to me.
Right. Well, it has definitely been a pleasure chatting with one of my dear friends and fantastic guitar players. And I love doing this Kirk Fletcher guitar show, and stay tuned to the next time I do another one. I'll have another one of my favorite guitar players. For the All Guitar Network, thank you, Norm Harris, for having us. And hey, let's play him out. All right. We'll see you next time. All Guitar Network, Kirk Fletcher Show. All right. Woohoo!
Thanks,
Thank
Kirk,
you,
for
Dave.
having me.
Dave Melton.